How's everyone doing? It's good. All right. So, without further ado, we have Laquitta Friendship with us. She's a UHB alumni and community apps. She's going to give us some quick tips, some essential tips on maneuvering the job industry. You guys graduate over that tech job. She's going to give us some solid tips on how to do it. So,
Thank you. So good morning or good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Again, my name is Laquitta, and I am here today to help you guys with new technology industry. So today we will start with my background, and then we'll go over some of the research challenges, like the fast track, situations, adding on to them. So I'll start with me. I'm the founder and CEO of Apps. I have about 19 years of information technology experience, including my internships. I earned an MBA from UH before, this was before UH downtown, started the MBA program. But I will say, I probably one of the reasons why I decided to obtain it, because I would work that every year and then I earned a MBA in computer information systems. When I was here with CIS systems. And thus far in the company, we see a lot of press changes, license, the travel, and the small business today. So I'll start with a little more information about my company. Our vision is to help people utilize their talent. And basically, I built the app because it's something that I recognize how the business is talking about but basically, I wanted to use this to learn how to make your set goals, track your progress, and set goals, and then you can see jobs. And the interesting is that you will find that some companies will have to do solutions, some will not. But for those that really have solutions, many times they say that they're using solutions. It's really just the fact that satisfaction. You can do it satisfaction. It's really like really good, helping the idea to do it. If you have a desire to be a CIO, and the is talking about not in regards to CIO. So I decided to find a company that I want to take seriously. One day when I was reading some books, I came across an article about senior White House job here. After that, and I had suffered, had a really job, and I didn't know it, and so I was always passionate about it. I learned that I had a good job. The manager who work was too pregnant, and to have a meeting with him, and I never met with him before because he was so tired. But I didn't meetings with him, but he was one-on-one with him, so he decided to put me aside and said that I had to expect. It was so significant. He had to max out my increases year over year to get me the range. That wasn't easy to do for and I was starved. I was baffled because I did all the things they said you're supposed to do when you're applying for a job. I negotiated seriously. I researched how I was making a position. I really thought I was doing a deal. And I wasn't. And just so you know, people are talking about the wage gap. They're talking about the exact same job. You have the exact same daily responsibilities, and you have the exact same abilities. This isn't about, someone, a male has a job, and his job is more technical, his job is more challenging, or his job is more dangerous, or his job requires more private. It's the exact same job. So basically, the accounts payable one, and the accounts payable two. And we're not expected to have parity with that until 2001. And I was outraged by that because I thought the wage gap that exists today is just about the same as the wage gap pre-civil rights era. And so I wanted to do something about that. So I thought my all-nighters was over. When I left college, but my husband and I found out about the competition the week after it started, and we had 7 weeks to go. So from concept to getting released on the App Store, we literally had to gather requirements, design the software, find associated statistics, and build software, test the software, and submit it. And so we basically worked until we go to sleep. So we could spend a couple of days, we would crash and fall asleep, and we never woke up gracefully. We would like jump up and startle because we had to get back. But we loved it. So no matter what, wherever you go, whatever you're doing, make sure you love what you're doing. That way it doesn't feel like work, so we were tired. Keep doing it. So, and then another thing that I did is when we entered the competition, I checked out. And I saw we had some pretty stiff competition. And so I figured out, okay, what are they going to do? And I literally figured out everything I had the requirements. And I decided to focus on what can I do to become better. And so when we initially developed the first prototype of the app, it was really impressive. It was really impressive to see the wage gap that existed globally and nationally. And I thought, if I'm going to produce something to see, I have to have a way to empower them. So this is a problem, and then get people to figure it out. I'd like to, I'm going to complain about something that I'm doing. You should take that with you to the corporate world. You're always going to have a meeting, right? So you have something that's an opportunity for improvement after the plan. You know, it may not work, but you can always make it better, right? And so when it's a competition, there were a couple of things that I did that one would be if we have a stage where we're available. However, we did not have the same amount of time as a lot of future. We did not have staff that able to create the same grade. So we did that was and then and all the research that I was conducting, I found that a lot of women were having difficulty. And so we decided that we would put together this algorithm of come up with this is your demographic, you live in this area, this is what your wage gap would be, and this is the difference with what you get. You know, so that's actually what differentiated us because it took record. You would see that a guy who was, for example, someone who's doing a job in Dallas, Texas, was going to get offered $100,000 about $78,000 or $6,000. Then you see that difference, which is startling and shocking. But then we decided also that as a differentiator, again, one is we would tell people how to do strategies and how to search for jobs, strategies and how to do so we did go on to win the grand prize and win the National Award, and we competed with teams for parking money for MIT. And we were excited about that. I mean, we saw them, right? But we got to do it. Yeah, we reached downtown, right? I mean, like, I grew up playing sports. I played sports throughout all of K-12, or I was saying middle school, high school. I played basketball. And what that taught me about life is sometimes you're going to play a team that's going to be very intimidating, stronger, stronger, and better. But what I learned was that sometimes we play teams where everyone on the team is stronger much more. And they would take us for granted. And so we always found that we were funny because we knew we were really good, and they looked at you, they were really good. So we never, you know, even though we're still not afraid of competition. We can always assess the strengths and weaknesses. We're real into it, real into it. And then for me, my story in regards to sports is understanding the value of hard working system, right? So anything you're going to do in life, especially with this review, when you start to do it, at the beginning it's going to seem hard. But I don't believe in it being hard. It isn't hard. It's just new. So right, so think back to when you first started, to learn how to read. You getting ready to learn the alphabet. So this is so hard. And then just when you learn, on the alphabet, then you have to learn the sound. You thought this is so hard. The more you practice it, the better you got. You learn how to read small words, and then by the time you start reading sentences, then you realize that this is easy. But everything in life starts off, and you look and think there's so much to do. It's hard. It's not hard. It's good. And so as you get older, you have to more. And the great thing about the field that you're in is it's all about breaking stuff. The goal should be personal. If you're writing in the works first, before you write the first time, you're not learning as much as the person who's wrote it. So you're actually building the whole output. So the goal that's received in corporate America by people is to just and then you go to a meeting and tell people what you ran into, how you wrote it, and how you fix it. And you share that. Now, so, and then adding on, I want to go back to when I first started playing sports, right? I barely made the team. Barely made it. And the only reason I made it was because of it. And so needless to say, I was not one on the team, right? I was good, but I practiced my hardest every single time in practice. So when some people were doing horses with the conservatives, I never considered it. I ran my fastest. Now at the beginning it meant that about halfway through the year, but I realized no, you keep running fast because ultimately you're going to keep running. And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened here when you do your work steady. Right? You have to keep practicing to build your stamina. And the more you build your stamina, the sharper you get. So then, by the time I get to high school, better started. And by the time I became, and I still did the same work ethic. I never stopped on the work ethic. By the time I became a sophomore, I was one of three that made varsity, especially on a ranked team. And by the time we were going off to college, from that 7th grade team, I was the only one that played Division I college basketball. And that taught me an awful lot. It didn't matter if I was starting in the 11th place. What mattered is I was going to continue to outwork everyone. Even when I was scared, even when I didn't feel like I kept getting my best from the time of this week to the time of the and in the games, at the end of the day, years later, I was number one. And that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to have things that you say, hey, this other things that understand what you're doing and why. You're going to have to push all that out to stay focused. Because right now, you're like, it's rather out of time. Seriously. And you got to get your mind. Right? If this doesn't work out, you need to so that's not it. This is the time for you to really, really grind it out. And I promise you, the first day you're out, you should have a job that will go to get So I like to mention my athletic history about being last and they put it in first because you're thinking of people first time and now into this competition, right? So you my team, right? Is it intimidating? Right? I mean, when I played in high school, I didn't look like I was a star. No one was intimidated by me. And so they knew the Williams kid, Williams kid, right? And people would say that's her, number 11. Nobody was really new. So they always put someone who was bigger on me, and my teammates were, curious about that. But they were like, who she really is. So they would pick me, looking for the team to be the best one. But within 2 minutes of the bell of the whistle blowing, they knew exactly who I So anytime I have a competition, I never look at someone may look at me, well, it has nothing to do with that situation, right? And when you incorporate that a lot in sexual reality, it's like, yeah, but reality really means a lot. Ultimately, at the end of the day, find someone who's smart, and they're going to be more control in the future. Someone may get a perception of better than you, but when you get higher up in the organization, it's going to come down to what you're seeing on paper. What you're seeing on paper is going to be your activity, the technical problems you solve, how much money you make, when you save the company, and that's what's going to speak. It's cold, hard, facts. So I was never really concerned about perception in that design. Yeah. So I'm sure the students that currently never really want to see what's working on me, right? I really wasn't thinking about them. I just decided let me figure out what they're going to do. And then I'm going to do something. I'm going to do exactly what they're doing, and then I'm going to do other things. So while I may be viewed as being wrong, I know what's wrong. And I always use that to my advantage because when it's time to compete, I don't care who you are, I don't care what your skill set is, I know I can compete. You give me a computer and I have access to the internet, I can compete. I can find the information that I need, I can interpret it, and I can work hard. At the end of the day, when intelligence is equal, it's going to be who works the hardest. And it's very difficult to outwork someone who has a lot of stamina and working hard and fast for a long time. Okay? So when you enter the corporate world, and I've worked in corporate America, when I MIT at Harvard, and I was promoted quicker than them with less experience than them. But I wasn't intimidated by someone or even there was more senior to me. So when you're entering the corporate world, you have to have that same mentality. Don't ever feel intimidated by it. Build that stamina, working hard. It has nothing to do with where you went to school. Nobody really cares. Honestly, in corporate America, it's like, do you have a degree? I mean, they really don't care where. They really don't care where, especially in tech. You know your stuff. If you go on a job interview, you have a software product or an app that you create, and it's for sale, or people are using it. And there's another student from, let's just say, an Ivy League school that's completely textbook, but they don't have a working app, and you can go and you show the product and walk through how you go through design it, you level playing field. And so, right now, our app, let's teach them right now, website, so your ability to do the alumni still has her on the White House website. So if you're still in college, first things first, if you start your junior year and you're not working at night, whether it's full-time, part-time, internship, you're behind. It's time to get there. Now, when I was in my junior year, I went to a job where I went to this check cashing place to practice that. I couldn't speak in front of people when I was in college. Very, very nervous. Like Toastmaster. And I would the job there just to meet people, to practice talking to people, and that was something that they wanted to do. And so this check cashing place offered me a job, even 2 times as much as I've been making in my corporate internship. I'm like, Mom, I should take this job. And she said, sidetrack. So it was really, really good. Really good. But I said, okay. And so if you can manage it, right, I highly recommend it. If you don't have a GPA, and if you're a senior, you definitely want to get into it. If you wait to obtain your degree and then apply to jobs, like right after you graduate, you miss the ball. You miss the ball. Employers will wait for you a semester to graduate, and that's not working for them. So like if you have an internship, you do a pilot shell, all you have to do is say, I have an internship now, I graduated in May, Can I start then? They will wait for you, right? You just have to negotiate that and let them know that the situation is pretty common. So, yes, I did have a job waiting for me, I think in December. I had a job waiting for me. And I think actually it was I finished in the summer, so I think it was around March. Around March, I already knew when I graduated, I was going to the job. I gotta tell you, it's a great way to go to your graduation, to have that stress and that pressure off, and then you feel the waiting, wondering what to do. You just concentrate on the day, you already have a job, and literally, even before the graduation, I still had I had to start work. If you do not have a 3.5 or higher, you have to level it. You're going to have to get it. Any job will not do. You have to get it. And I tell you this, if there's a student with 4.0 in your experience, and then you have a student, honestly, 2.5, your internship, second year, you can't put it together. Honestly, you don't have to do it. Because one thing you'd be surprised to learn is everyone does not adapt to corporate life well. And so that's one component that a lot of organizations make. They're not adjusting well to corporate life. So you very well, depending on the organization, can make certain things. But you have to be about how it up and keep going and that internship, well, that makes you better. Just remember, it's not about you can't maintain trees, but because you have a job, just make sure you can build your experience in the field. Now, your first priority is to work with your services directors to the point that they know you on a personal basis. Because a lot of organizations, they come back to you here, especially in the software. And they will place the phone calls to say, I know I've done it. Right? Okay, I have this position. We can do something. Who is your rock star? And they know their name off the top of their head. Now, just because the first job you do, the second job you do, it just means it's not a right fit. The fit is not a right fit. You want to have the right fit with culture. And they will recommend you maybe right off on the phone call. And that does. If you are hired at a company, whether it's full-time, part-time, or intern, and you realize there's an upcoming position that's typically where there's announcements, you should reach that out to your peers. When you graduate, you guys have got to communicate. At the end of each class, you guys should sign sheets of paper, emails, and phone numbers. If you get out to the world and you need a job, you're going to go right back to people that you know. And that you build a relationship. You tap into emotion. And you can do that in corporate America too, but you want to also increase the power of information. You start getting some of the good universities, especially universities like Stanford, they'll call their alumni gathering, they'll call their classmates back. Part you've got to get that routine. When I graduated from a guy named Windsor, he was working at BNC, and he helped me out a lot. There was a time when he was so I called him to make sure he was okay. And to say, I'll introduce you to some people where I work, just let me know if something happens, right? And so, and vice versa, he's done the same thing. So that helps for you to have a stable community. Now, you can, in your services related to the company too. But another thing that I used to do, anytime I was driving down the street or someplace and I was coming in the business, I would always write down, today we sit pictures of the phone, but that's how I would write down. And I would research that. You could make some extremely global companies that are here or that exist that you just may not have heard of. And I was ready to everybody was a Davidson, UTMB, Exxon, BP, and they just had so many resumes that it was really difficult. But there were so many other companies that existed that people were not applying for, a lot. So you get a lot of visibility, pretty quickly. One company I like to mention is Rush. Remember Rush? It's Rush Enterprise. It's 41 was a 5-year company out between Lawrenceville and San Antonio, right? And they have that weird. And I found out about Rush just by driving down the street and taking Rush. So I got in the van Rush. I was like, well, here's not van. So what's Rush? And I looked into it. And then we do have a nice, tech stuff as well. So that's it. Yeah. So keep that to the now, when you want to and you get a job offer, there's one thing I want you to understand. Everything is negotiable. And they do expect you to negotiate. Now, they may say no, but they do expect you to negotiate. I'm not going to go over the art of negotiating, it's going to be the services for the main champions, the housing business, and the couple. But the type of things that's negotiable your work schedule, salary, conditions, and yes, finances. Right? There was one job that I was trying for amount, it's okay, and once they use the amount, I see it after tax. So actually, there was a little bit more money, right? So what you have to practice that, and that's stuff that I practiced prior to. And then if you start to mature in your career, something that you're catching, especially for example, you have a job they say, okay, everyone who starts with business basically, as you get 5 to 8 experience, you if you take a job as a company, you count the exact number you have right now. You don't go back and you say, right now, I have vacation, or whatever, whichever it is, and then they will be there. So just because you don't have a company relationship, so it's not your benefit, go back to the job. You don't let anything less than you can do. Right. And you have to look at the full package, right? You just look at the pay. Like you have to look at the full tuition fees, something like training, flexible work schedule. And don't just let them say you can $50,000 for something you do. And they don't add anything for match. Right? So you really want to look at the full package because when you enter corporate world, you can go in as a contract. Contractors typically have no benefits. So you typically get a lot more money because you're going to be able to for insurance. But if you look at the corporation and you get hired employees, some may be a little bit lower, but they're going to be functioning as a style for the change you have to take 6 days, you have more flexible schedule for the person. So look at the value of the whole package. So now, there are 2 common paths you can take with software engineering. Does anyone here want to be a software engineer? Well, software engineering positions really are a small portion of IT, but there's tons of things. When you integrate, when you're software engineering or IT careers, 2 paths you can take. You can work directly at corporations like Shell, Walmart, or you can go work for a software development company like IBM, UNC Software, Facebook, Xerox. Now, if you want to be a strong developer and for bad, look for something because you're going to write code faster and you're actually going to get experience writing enterprise level software. You will, if you want to get in at the company, you have the greatest exposure or access to developing an enterprise level software application from concept to install globally. When you go to work at, let's just say, for example, Shell, as a software engineer, you're going in, you're going to do what you do. You're going to go in to maintain existing proprietary code. So basically, the code breaks, you fix that, or you'll write a proprietary software for you to create. They need to have access database created. It needs to be custom and do that. Access database is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool and it's powerful. But being an access database developer and being able to develop a software app, writing all lines of code, enterprise level, international, is incredible. It's incredible. And so that's, you have to decide what you want to do. And sometimes when you have a career, right, they say you work 40 hours a week, but you have to stay there to the job. So there will be some weeks where you don't have a new release, software release coming out, you may work 60 hours. It won't be forever, right? You need to push it over time to learn to have some water in your life. Here, developers working all night. I mean, they do their best to make it fun. You know, I worked at places where they had pool tables, ping pong tables, PlayStation, just anything you can think of just so you can take a break and else to get you to think now, even let's just think about it for software development company. Within software development company, you can also get your career on the web. So when you have a software development company, it works a little bit differently than say like. So when you work at a software development company, you'll have these professional services. And on those teams, you'll have what's called the sales engineer. At the time, it was called pre-sales consultant. Pre-sales consultant goes out and they get presentation, consulting, company. Now, you're presenting software engineering. So you can go into a fast track and you fall. You go into a software company, you start as a software engineer. Start as a software engineer because you develop a lot of content within software engineering. So then you can move over to being what's called a services consultant. And that's the person who, when you buy our software, you go on site to the customer's location, and you install software, and you say, these are the requirements you stated, you see the results, which you expected you to do it, you like it, so yes, you do it. Now, it's not that simple. There's never been a clean install. The great thing about being a consultant is you work in, you learn about every type of environment, IT-wise, small, medium, large, simple, complex. You know about firewalls, you know about knowledge, you learn how everything interacts, like your code and reports that is tracking these technologies. And if you work at something that really isn't a technology company, you're not getting that insight. So when you start off in software engineering, you really learn how to so you can transition from software engineering into consulting now. In many cases, they try to 100% time. So in terms of HPC, which stands for high price consulting company, but you make a ton of money doing it. So I did it. I was an implementation consultant, consulting engineer, and that trouble, you know, at the time, most of the time, 100% of the time, which makes it money. And you do it as much as you can to gain more knowledge. And so you can easily transition into software engineer, implementation to sales engineer. Not that the sales they're not. They're there to make sure that the salesperson is autonomous in something that's software engineer. And so people from software engineering is very big implementation consultant, especially sales engineer. Really person because you will have intimate knowledge of how we work. And so the customers who are trying to determine what software they want to buy, they need intimate knowledge on how the software works and how it will work in the environment. And so everyone has to information from software engineering. Software engineering is saying they run into unique situations, and you have to go back to software engineering and work on software engineering ability to do the information. And if you come from software engineering, you already have the concept, you just call it over. Like, sure, I'll do it. Or whenever there's, a new meeting, easily navigate through that. So you immediately go to being far known, be expert. And then that person, even you can become a great about that. But someone who comes up traditionally as a sales engineer, or you know they do something you'll be more powerful as an implementation consultant as well. Because sometimes software like breaks down a company and they have to call something new. You're the implementation consultant, you. And well, you actually need to fix it. So you'll be in high demand. And when you have a utilization at a certain point, you get conditions. And that's when you get protection in the quarter based on your utilization. So you can really make a lot of money. I think you should just be financially motivated. It works for me. I had a time to try that. Now, if you want to be a CIO and you're saying, well, I'm not a software, but I really don't know. I'm a computer science and a computer engineering. I know how to transition to being a CIO of this company. If you go into professional services, you can easily leave working at software development company, being a consultant, working with your team, that company to transition to build a new team. Maybe by 26 or 27, so you can really go and not say it, you're going to do it, to the point where you get the transition to computer science. If you focus on computer science, something over your entire career, and stay there. If you're trying to move up the corporate, see chief technology officers, you want to transition from computer science, software engineering, and move to professional services, and then move into corporate engineering. Because if the person who comes out and you goes into shell, it's going to take 5 years to be the CIO. But chances are, you as a badass 27-year-old with all of this knowledge and experience coming in and told you everything you need to know to get the enterprise something solved. If they have a position, if they work with you, they will offer you. So yes, you could be sitting next to the CIO of a big company, before they, because you'll have that experience, because the production environment in IT corporations, they rarely change. So there's nothing new to learn. They're only going to upgrade the databases maybe every 2 years like that. If you're on the road, before you're in very business environments, and all 5 companies, you have more knowledge than some of them only going to be maybe. So you'll be seeing all these different environments 3 to 4 times a year. And if you do that for 4 or 5 years, you have someone that's about to go into it. Now, in regards to another thing, you do have to ask. Work alone is not going to speak for itself. Because a lot of people over here that do a good job, they do it well, they don't want to do anything else. So if you desire to get promoted to be into management, that's the way to go. And there's a way that you do it. There's an art to it. Like you want to be a manager, how do you do it? Or you just say something like, as the company grows, I would like to be because the way it works is whenever there's a new job posting, they're very good. And piggybacking on what I said earlier about keeping attention, companies are kind of incredibly hard to place open their positions on the internet site. So many times they don't even know who they want for that position. So once it's placed out there, you want to use it. But the person who's the most more than likely in the position is the person who's resident they get the job found. That is happening. That's a fact. That is happening. So what would happen is, let's just say you're working in IT, you're in a position that's getting ready to come up because you always want, and you say, hey, I like you, and the man says, what's his resume? So they literally build a job description around his resume. So now how can someone do it? Right? So that's why you all get encouraging people. Now you can find jobs that way, but dealing with jobs, you really can talk to engineering because there's such a shortage. You have a greater probability to get in the industry and pull it off. But if you are in a sales consulting position or a system analyst position, then you're definitely going to want to have walk into this. Don't just rely on applying online. Okay. So in regards to your career, dream big, and you really need to take some time to think, where do you see yourself in 20 years? Figure that out. And then backtrack that to the job you graduate, backtrack back. And you'd be amazed how that one process, over time, your mind will automatically remember and start accepting positions toward that goal. And I say that because when I was 14, I knew I wanted to something else. I knew that. So it was a question of, well, how am I going to do it? And, I started taking middle school, I took my first computer science class. But everything that I started doing changed. I was always asking for learning more about every different position that existed at something. There was a job that existed at something that the company that look at that job, look at the requirements, or look at the skills that come in to successful job. And then when I did have a job, I wanted to get a new job if it was going to teach me something new. I didn't need a job to teach me to let me do the exact same thing, because there were some things that you were advice on. But if it was just like a small 10% or 15% increase, I didn't need to move from a place where I immediately loved working. Now, another thing is you're going to have to do it because if your goal is, for example, to be the CIO one day, I do not recommend starting off with it. It is hard to rewrite it. I don't know why, because it's really valuable, you need it, software is down, you have to get looking again, and it's extremely hard to move from being a technical into another thing. Thus far, I don't know anyone that's started entry level in the as a focus analyst that's worked to be. It's possible. There are people out just if you want to have the ability, run to the projects. You want to shoot your passion, run to the project and have the ability. If you where do you go, whether it's a company like a Shell or someone very company, you want to work on production applications because that's if it's down, the company is good. If it's up, the company is good. You become a very valuable asset. And leadership will always be a part of you keep working. If it's down, you're the way to make up. Now, can anyone guess the biggest company account? World Events is the largest channel. My first experience when I went to work for something like a company, I was there for just 2 months and then came back. It was a publicly traded company. And so we wanted to have as much money in before the deadline at midnight. Because everyone would work late that day. Well, one day I was working late and everyone was working on and I realized what was happening and they were changing the timer on the fax machine. The orders came in. So the order came in at 4:05, changed it to be 11:55. Changed back. When I heard this, I was like, it can't be right. I didn't know what the law was. But I knew it couldn't be right. And I just knew, don't touch that. Don't get involved. And it worked that way for a number of years. And maybe, I guess, 5 years later, the SEC came calling for all their money. And the CEO went to the federal pen as a result. Another thing that I've seen happen is there was an inside sales rep that was taking credit orders that were placed online. So if you go to software development company's website at one time, you can see your training class, and this person was from the database of the class. This person would then take it, create it from the phone, forge the customer's signature, fax it in from Florida to Houston, and say, this was my order, but they had to pass it online. So sales management looked at it and they thought, you can text the zip code, for this particular governmental entity. Why would they fax something from Florida? They shouldn't have Florida people. They shouldn't have Florida people. And so they started researching it, and a customer on it, and the person lost their job, but they did it because they got commissions on it. So the person basically wasn't working, and they were taking credit for orders that they had to do it. And they ultimately it will catch up with you. So if you're not willing to stand in front of the workers and say what you're saying and doing, because even if everyone is doing it, it doesn't mean everyone will suffer. And another software development company that I worked at, 2 locations that went into 1 location and hired everybody. Everyone. Another location, almost everyone. And everyone kept doing it because they thought, what are they going to do? Fire all of us? I mean, when you're dealing with large enterprises, right? They're going to make it, right? They can get the entire it's going to be hard to they're going to fly people in to do it because they can hire you. Then when you move into management, never have a sense of entitlement. There was once a manager who was a top guy in the region. Everyone else that he reported to was across the country. So he would arrive at 7, leave at about 10:30, 11 for lunch, come back at 2, go home at 4. And then on those days when he worked with the law, when he was going to the law, he used to jokingly say, he was going to put his friends, and if their company had any of our software installed, he asked, I was working. They would say, okay, then this is what. More usually, so at all times, you want to make sure that even when no one is looking, you really are doing the right thing, especially in regards to a lot of the IT and the leadership programs that the corporations have. When you start getting into these sessions, you're going to have a lot of people that say, hey, this is what's wrong. They're always watching, right? And there's no way to kind of sneak in. You can't piggyback so much. But even then, it's not about the bad. It's not when you start getting it's not about the bad. It's when this comes on and way out. Right? And so keep that in mind. And there's another situation I was thinking about how to deal with what it pertains to me, deal with books and grip. And the role I was in, the book stopped with me. The book stopped with me. Otherwise, I noticed you saying anything, you would be like jail time, right? So I don't mess around. I don't mess around. I've never been to jail. I don't pick up people from jail, when you're calling me from jail, it's not my thing, right? So I had to say something. And in front of them, no, it's like, no. So you know, times like, no, it is taking. And it's like, no. And literally, it felt like the world against me. It's like, this is what it is. You have to do it. I mean, so stay true to your values, even if everyone is, the biggest challenge for my people really like, they kill their careers because they think that no one's looking, they just take someone's life. You can buy it. Don't put it. Don't put it out. It happens. Dude, I'm telling you, someone took someone the pizza, someone took someone the spaghetti. It's really disgusting, right? Because you know you're taking it off your plate, you put it in Tupperware. You actually still eat too much of it, right? And it's like there are restaurants everywhere. We're a software company. Everybody really needs money. Just because no one's looking doesn't mean you should. The last thing you want is to lose your job and have somebody speak this. But it happens. It happens. So addressing difficult situations. When we talk engineering, one challenge you're going to run into is time zones, right? You're going to work with people all over the world. Be thoughtful. And if someone, if it's your business day and it's 9 o'clock someone else's time, and they want you to pick up their work around their day, because eventually you're going to swap. One day you may have to do it. So just be thoughtful and be on time. Office politics. You're going to hear a lot of stuff out there. You take heed, right? But never let what someone else says change how you treat someone. Because you never know what someone will do against someone, against you. You really don't know. You take heed to it, you're very mindful. But if someone is working with you well, great, don't in that relationship or found conversation with someone. And to just be cognizant of that. And don't participate in the gossip. You can do a lot of it, but don't. And ladies, you are harassed, it's very likely you will be. But gentlemen, you very well may see it. But like women are in IT and roles because of sexual harassment, just that. It's just that. Verbally, physically, honestly, and then when you treat your colleagues like you're working with a family or like your mom is watching with your mom, children. With your dad, proud, just be observant, right? It's one thing if you really like somebody, but if they say you're not their type, then go on, but the harassment is real, and guys need you. But you're out here trying to, provide my thing. Well, I've been into situations where I've had some very human resources, and luckily, I've always had a badass team of guys behind me saying that's not right. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to go tell the world I'm putting it to the side. You just do what you what also happens, gentlemen, when you come into power as well is a lot of people have difficulty working with female leaders. It doesn't matter how smart she is, they just have a challenge. And so whenever that leader is trying to lead her meeting, they're constantly drilling. And you can sit there and think, what is this? Well, maybe it really is sabotage. Just maybe it is. So when I've encountered it, and when I've seen other people encounter it, there's usually a guy that will say, just a minute, Tina, I think I understand it. Let me know if I have this right. Then the little guy, and they explain exactly what she was saying. You did that? You did that? And you do that one time every year. But, that was what I observed. You have your own way. You find your own way. But definitely, you never know that the person you're with. It's not like really too, I mean, it's really not important to like it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Someone needs to gender, sexual orientation, who their partner is, their religion, where they're from, all that's irrelevant. But you are there to be respectful at all times. You are there to work as a team to solve problems as quickly and efficiently as possible and respectful. Right? You don't have to have it. There's nothing personal about it. You're there to achieve a goal. And so when someone needs something from you, try to deliver exactly who you should, why you should, and they're not delivering workout strategies to try to get what you need in a professional. What goes on in the world? You know what this saying? When you get to corporate America, especially when you get to travel, people are going to jokingly say, what goes on the road stays on the road. So people are going out to help you out. I don't care if someone else gets you from speaking, you don't need to get limit yourself. A lot of people that can get from right now, they can get from it. They not have the same right. Okay? I don't recommend participating in anything you don't want your spouse to do. Okay? A lot of people think, because my spouse in the US, and I travel with friends on business, you won't know, I'm going to follow up with my, new contacts here. That's it, before you land back in the office. Yeah. And now you want to keep the integrity intact in place because when the doctor comes in the bill, anyone who knows you, they're going to say, no way. So the integrity of how you carry yourself and how you work with people is going to be the only thing you have that's going to put people forward. I'm not saying I don't have it. I'm not. But never, ever like never in the illegal. I got into a car once, but I just looked at him. He's like, yeah. He said, sure you do. And we spent like, so I'm thinking, right? I'm like, this is going to be my hair, it's going to be my clothes, what is it, blood test, smelling this, it's freezing cold. I roll the window down, and all the way to this TV, we didn't work into a TV dinner, and the entire time, I really had to communicate consistently. This is rap music. And ladies, be careful. Even when you're on the best, it doesn't mean you're good. Twice, I literally was being grabbed in open setting with my collar. Just grabbed to the point where I'm like struggling to not kiss someone. And it's like, how did this happen? This grab, this one grab. Right. something real. Okay? So if you engage in your services, give your IT internships for full-time as quick as possible. The great thing about internships is they will work on you just tell them how many and they'll get ultimately in the day, don't do anything that will make you ashamed to look yourself in the mirror. As long as you can face yourself in the mirror in the morning, you're going to be fine. It's politics at the end of the day, it is a performance-based culture. People really think this. Companies realized a long time ago that 10% of people are doing all the work, 90% of the body. The jig is up, right? It's up, it's up. Now they're concentrating on who is actually living. That shift really became clear. So always delivering, always delivering, the go-to person there. When people can say if you need something done, that is your person. If you are that person, your career will excel. So, I'll be open here.
Great. Let's give our speaker a quick hand of applause. So, if you guys have any questions, be sure to, project your voice. I do have a couple through email and one myself. So, the floor is open. Anybody? How much time do you allocate for questions?
Right now, I think 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Are you the 30-minute question? I mean, I had a series of questions, but I mean, I don't want to. I had a few. I want to ask, how are you able to come with a business model for ending the wage gap upon women? Because I'm kind of gonna jump the gun and be a little honest that ending the wage gap upon women in the job market is a lot hard. It's very hard actually, and attacking that particularly is pretty difficult. I kind of want to understand like how were you able to just say build a business model to attack that? That's
Well, a lot of it's trial and error, right? We're working with one company. So what I decided to do was at first I started off just going to continue. I didn't have a free version that exists that has many different things. But ultimately, in the day, to make money, you have to find the value proposition. And what I did was I found the value proposition for the company that was truly seeking to embrace diversity and reduce attrition. I decided to go with the enterprise license model. So if companies can say, we recognize this as a talent, this is a solution for all we look to fulfill their careers and address issues that may not be visible, we have a solution in place. So I did that in a trial and error, I think the enterprise model.
okay. I want to ask another question. How many developers you hired to even approach this matter?
When I started, it was just my husband. Something he did every night. But you have to never mind something here. So like mission control software, NASA, that was working with the but the new systems software. We go to something else. So you just give him a work and an idea until he requires it. Like, yeah. So, and don't get me wrong, I mean, depending on what you do, start founding, you can something that you just because hiring more people doesn't necessarily mean that's good.
Right. Okay. How were you able to take those statistics? Because I noticed in the app, you kind of took some statistics from the bureaus. Right. Oh, that's how was you able to interact with it? Did you just literally took the stats from the bureaus and just copied it directly to the app? How did you kind of interact? They have like an API.
Well, they do have APIs.
Right.
We had to write my husband converted their XML format into and then we had to actually I had to actually find and write it, which is like finding a language instead. But there's actually a small piece of code you have to write to load into the software and to make it easier for them to. So everything you get is not going to be neat and pretty and flash. You get your Excel, spreadsheet, set up your limiters and put it on the nice and neat. That's the deal with lots and lots of records. You can start writing a little program to massage the data to make it easier for the software. So
How did you go with the name Laquitta? That's actually more of a unique type of name.
For what?
Unique. So
Unique what?
Different, a lot different.
Correct. It is Latin quality, and it also had a little bit of my name in there, so I thought that was a little cool. And so that's why I decided to go with it, because I was people to work. So I wanted it to mean something. And that takes a lot of time in itself, because a lot of so now you see people come with the same name but just spell it. It's spelled phonetically. I mean, it's really tough to put the name, what it means something, what the brand on it means something.
Right. Okay. Okay. I want to ask another question. What would just the milestone that says, hey, I'm kind of done with being paid unequally. I want to just do my own thing. Because I mean, I've actually worked with another woman. She's actually a founder of girl development, and she's trying to basically build off the same goals you're trying to build off. And I don't know if you ever heard of them. I kind of want to try to push more women into the IT culture, basically. And I wanted to just say, what was just a milestone? I wanted to end this gap. If that makes sense.
Well, I didn't start the company just because I wanted to end the age gap. I didn't even since 14 years old.
Oh, okay.
So I developed, this is like my third company. I had this year. This isn't my first product. He was the first product. So that's not what drove me from, corporate life. Let's say this is time, and I need to mean something. Because look, you can put trademarks, copyrights, patents, and everything, you can negotiate. All that means nothing. You write a certain application, you can get it downloaded, and you write it in line of code, they cannot stop you, right? Monopolies are illegal, right? So I could have, it was just about moving. I needed to mean something to me, because we spend a lot of time doing it. There is no, being a tech founder, for 5 days a week. You work every day. You stop working, you can't work. You have to love it. So I wanted to be something that was passionate. And I started building the apps. It was always interesting. Hey, people have to do this. And for any of you who want to start a software company, don't look to what other people have done, right? See, the way that I see it software that exists now, which is first. You need to know that. Now is a time when if this is your home, you can use software. All it takes is a simple idea. Most technical that got started, a lot of them work start with a simple idea. They just decide to actually work it. So it may be a simple idea, but it needs to be something you're passionate about, solve the problem that you have. Because you know all the requirements, because you know the problem. Otherwise, it's going to be really challenging to try to build out something that you're not passionate about, and it may not be applicable.
That's in a nutshell. Where would you go to get the license? Try to get it at that makes sense.
But you can always go online to the U.S. Patent and Trade Office. But if you're going to build software, I would not be doing stuff. And besides, you don't need them. This is why. Whatever you build, all someone has to do is see. So your first customer is going to see it. When you go from the first computer, you can't do anything about it. Don't waste your time on that, right? There are always been people who try to reverse engineer people's products. But if they're not passionate about it and they aren't really analyzing the problem you're trying to solve, they can never really capture that market. So it's more than just a checkbox. You're literally trying to solve a certain problem that you're passionate about, and you understand it better than the rest. You don't get great asset. But as soon as anyone hears your idea or sees it, they can build it. So you take the $5,000, you put it in you put in the market and expose it to the product. I mean, even in regards to trademarks and copyrights, you can go online and buy it yourself. But also at the end of the day, it's who can prove they used it first. Even if you don't have, a copyright or trademark. It's who used it first. So since you have an idea for a certain brand name of some sort, the first thing you need to do is get up a basic web page, get it out there. Get it out there. You can into market documentation, email it to a potential customer, your prospect, or later customer. And always keep it. All you have to prove, when someone has a copyright, I use this first. This is my proof of using
it. Simply having it out there in the blog or a website, a project, even if it's not coded, just the idea of it.
Well, you can have an idea for software application. And just because you put it out there doesn't mean someone else can't build that.
Yes.
That's more talking about brand. But like I said, and a lot of people get attention when they take people down, right? But you don't want to tell anyone that if you don't have to, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to tell somebody, especially if you're trying to raise money. But people invest in the entrepreneur. Right? But anything you do is a leader, right? Look at MySpace. Facebook came along. Look at more people. We did that. MySpace didn't do anything to stop Facebook. And there are people who came along after Facebook. Yes.
It's your organization only build an app, or you ever have anybody come up to your position trying to sell you?
I had a lot of people try to sell us software solutions that we can use to create one app for the possible service, but those to me don't haven't had it. I just like to look and feel it really better than a year of it's living in the past. So that's just something that I think that's my preference, and that's basically on the that I see from that they look a lot better. They just want to create
suppose someone can come to you with ideas and they have everything ready to do it. How would you make that process?
I would connect them with a technical service. I'm a software developer. I put my they I would bring into a professional services for technical who wants to build a I have skills that you really get, but if you have a role, right, then you want to be listening off the door, you have to go to technical services or software development with the apps. The money is going to get quicker and faster than technical services. But it's to me, we don't have better success by having a software development product. Because once you have it done, it's created, it's constant, it's in the money, the technical services, you do some of that. Once you do the product, you're done making money. So you can never usually get front. But if someone else's product takes off and really takes off, it could be anywhere in the world, that something is still being around. So they don't have to concentrate their
Okay. So I had a question. You mentioned driving by and writing down names of companies. Once you got those names, how did you go about getting in contact with those companies?
I would talk to people that I knew to ask all my friends, church leaders, neighbors, if they had a different company. I would pass on your church community, anyone your classmates, introduction. And you should walk away with is them personally walking the destination. You can do that. You're halfway there. Because when you submit your resume online, you can use it. Really good. And if they don't come from a technical background, they don't have time to do software to do matching. So that's an important to remember. You see a job description. You have a resume. You want your verbiage to kind of match the verbiage. So, for example, when I worked as a research consultant, now I was my sales engineer. So if I was going to go to my position, I'd have to leave my title for what it was. But in the bullets, I would find a way to change the verbiage to pre-sales or sales engineer so that it would pop up on the report because that's on it. So by the time you submit it, no one even eyes it. They pull the resumes that have hits, and those hits are keywords. You need to try to make sure the keywords are matching what's in that position. And that person is basically the gatekeeper to the research or to the business meeting and the economy position. So you want to make sure that you have a complete walk in, and then you say they'll say more than yes, they'll call HR and say, hey, pull this person.
I had a couple more. We got an email question from Damon. He says, when starting your company, where did you go to get the info about how to put your business in place legally? And how did you decide whether to be LLC, corporation, or a sole proprietorship?
You can go to the state. That's a website in State Texas. And out there they have everything you need to set up in order to start a business in Texas. Yes. And you can go there too. You make small business.
Yeah.
And it really depends upon what type of business you want to set up. I'm not big on partnerships. Me and my husband, I don't need partners, right? So you could be a limited liability corporation, and you want to become a limited liability corporation, you're building it out for someone, and you don't want to personally receive. You better keep your assets, your personal assets, off the city record. So if you have a business and you're not making a lot of money, and it's a business like that, you got a lot of personal, you don't personal consider. If you get ready to start, if you want to raise funds or not, if you're trying to raise funds and you see a lot of them do not have it can be expensive. So if you have to put a lot of shares, shares by 0.001 cent. That's right, 0.001 cent. Because if you try to put a lot of stock, you put $1, you get a huge deal, right? So if you're unsure, it's going to be more than see. Because if you want to get traction, build your customer base, start with LLC because you can always move up to being incorporated. Once you're incorporated,
I'm very sad that in that subject. I wanted to ask, what are the benefits you get from being incorporated? It seems that the LLC is a much easier choice.
what you're trying to do, when you are incorporated, it does both of them really advantageous for being incorporated because you just how people see the process. What they're seeing is really not, it's pretty serious when you really commit to it. And then also, again, a lot of the things you're trying to invest in. So depending on how fast you're trying to do this under, if you're unsure, go with the LLC is a lot cheaper, and you have the flexibility. And if you're the LLC and someone wants to invest in you, then all you have to do is say, once we start investing
Okay, so one more question from David. He says, I'm a statistics major and considering computer science minor. What specific areas in your field have you seen opportunities for my major/minor? And what classes do you take? What classes did you take that were most beneficial for you?
Statistics, major, and minor. I would probably then I would look at a lot of but we want to find a company that has an IT, and a lot of energy companies have two different IT. They have IT and they have finance IT. So they want to find companies that have where the finance team a lot of healthcare. They don't have accounting departments, and there's accounting departments and finance. They have a small so that's it changed when it first started. It was consumer, but we didn't have the visibility. So we said, how can I optimize my time, increase the volume? So, when you're a small company, you need to take responsibility doing the work. So that's when, you need to build a data machine and spread the stuff like you're going to try to do a million people buying for $1. You're going to go out and check with yourself, with customers, so $50,000. That's it. Yeah, that's right. And that's another thing too, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you're going to gravitate that community because you're going to start going through some issues and challenges, and you're going to need that insight to happen. Because when you are in the trenches, sometimes it takes you more the trenches, right? But the perfect fit And I literally changed overnight, pivoted the company to enterprise license model. And you'd be amazed how difficult that is. It was brutal. Huh?
It's kind of qualified clients, it's hours
Not yet. Not yet. But again, you gotta love it. Because it's fun, you gotta put all this to it, but you have to. This is my favorite quote. Charette, Nicki Minaj. Dedication and a little patience and domination on my way to greatness. Dedicated, patient, and sticking. Right? I know someone who started community with that. A friend of the family, and I saw him off for a long time. And nothing was happening. And when it took off, he said it but he was passionate. Knew it. See, when you think about software companies, like when you look at Steve Jobs and Ross, right? What was the visionary of the when you need when the visionary is saying, this is what people need so much. And it's their job to find that time. When is it going to strike? When they all going to realize it? The good part is ready before people realize they need it. When they realize they need it, you are the part in the market, and then it just takes off. So the visionary has to I mean, there's something really visionary is the software, the software development that. We're going to continue with the model that we have now, and right now, college of business we bought. Yeah. And if they like it, and let's just see like it, go out here, like it. It's been recorded. I recommend which is a small group, they like it. Two, we're working with a lot of government agencies right now that are looking at. But when we started to develop this with the skill set that Ken had, right? That took my time. We didn't have time to. We knew what people had influence, but we didn't have time to. We didn't have time to. Was his strength. So we did what we did. We will have to learn how to make those calls. But the more we just get up and get started, we start liking having the book. So it's about like a great leader makes the right call, even when it's not popular. It's about being right. Being in the corner, it's about being right. It's not about confidence, it's about the right.
Multi-top looks great.
Thank you.
What's the next thing?
Multi-top, we just released the iOS version, and then we're really starting with the Android version. And right now, we have a youth organization that are continue to take Multi-top. I don't know, I'm looking at the side of it. I was, but since I have a little.
I think that was really identified.
Oh, it is awesome, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it's awesome. So because when I came up with we decided, okay, I would doing it. Here's how company will live. If I don't believe in it, I'm not going to do it. If I think it can work and I'm passionate about it, what's up with it? This, right? And sit down and came up with ideas, and that's when attention is born. And so attention really is the framework for Multi-top.com. And we have a little version of it and continue expanding. But I like looking at my Jewish guys, they're awesome. This is the stuff that we want to do, and we can't move fast enough to get stuff out the door. So it is exciting. I will.
All right. So it's 1 minute after 4. Are you okay taking questions through email? Or? Okay. Okay, we can take a couple more. You guys have any? No, I mean, if you have any more questions after this point, you can send them email. So if nobody else has any questions, yes. One more final. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Honestly, there's a group called Digital Undivided. It's for women of color. But they take anybody, right? So don't let that stop you. They take anybody. I think you should join it. It has been bar none the best technical I have ever participated. Period. Because the people that show up there, they don't send the people who can't make decisions. The check writers are there. And they're moving with you in this group. And the genuine interest is there. So when you go to some of the places, you get the great reports as opposed to the person who writes it. And then they do information and they're really available and accessible and they're putting people online with Twitter chats. They have VIP TikTok every Tuesday night, I think at 6 Central, which anyone can join. Hashtag VIP TikTok. They can do yeah, Twitter. Yeah, hashtag VIP TikTok. Tuesdays at 6. You can go out there and look at, the history. There's people out there that started from a concept to building a product to getting ready to obtain funds. People who raise seed funding, Series A funding, incredible time. So I would say, regardless of what the focus is, people say it is geared toward women of color, but they receive everyone, they're sharing with everyone. They're known for having the most diverse tech companies on the globe, and they were right. But some heavy hitters over there. And they'll be at South by Southwest, I think in Pandora. It's having a party last year. I was at the South by Southwest party, which is at April. So it's the best one out there. I've seen a lot.
You want to talk about it?
I am going for a short amount of time, because I have a lot of meetings that I have to go to, so I'm getting it out. But now, I'll see the retail.
Oh, yeah. I want to.
Yeah, well, the website is Digital Undivided. Their website is digitalundivided.com. And also, I also recommend reading the book, The Lean Startup by Eric Ries, because the days of building a product and hoping it will come and old, you need a lean, agile methodology for development. And there's also another guy that works really closely with the author. His name is Ash. He's really, really good. You're going to want to learn how to develop using an agile methodology. It increases your probability of having an app that you can actually do. So basically, before you go too far down the rabbit hole and you finish the product, and you learn that what it really is, it keeps you on the efficient way in the product. The book is called The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. That book, I mean, when I was starting, when we had companies working, when I read that book, and I was done, I said, that book. So you can not only apply it to something relevant, but you apply it to your entire process as an entrepreneur. You start making, you come up with your processes, but you need to prove it. If you're not getting the results you think, you have to do what you determine you're going to do. Sometimes you may just need to stick with it. Stick with it. So you're going to do it.
So, any more questions? No? Okay.
All right. Well,
One more round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Sounds good.
It's really good.